In pretty much every company out there, you've got these critical business systems, right? But so often, they're living in their own little worlds, completely unable to talk to each other. And that creates this manual gap that real people have to fill every single day. Well, today, we're going to look at a really cool solution that builds a bridge over that gap with just a single click. Let's dive in. Just look at this. On one side, you've got the old way, what I like to call the copy, paste, and pray method. An analyst spots something, they're flipping between windows, frantically copying data, and just hoping they don't mess it up. But on the other side, that's the new way. One chat, one click, and you're done. This isn't just a little more convenient, folks. This is a total game changer for how work actually gets done. So, here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll kick things off with the problem itself, our tale of two systems. Then we'll introduce the hero of our story, the chatbot that connects them. We're going to peek under the hood at something called tools and functions. That's the magic. After that, we'll see it all in action, figure out what it means for the bottom line, and then we'll end by asking you a question. What are you going to automate next? All right, so first up, let's really get to know the two main players creating this digital gap. On one hand, you've got Splunk. Think of it as the watchdog, constantly monitoring the health of all your tech infrastructure. And on the other hand, you've got ServiceNow, which is all about managing the incidents that pop up. Both are absolutely essential, but they don't really speak the same language out of the box. And this disconnect leads to what's famously known as the human swivel chair workflow. I mean, you can just picture it, right? An analyst sees an alert in Splunk. They literally have to swivel their chair, or at least their brain, over to ServiceNow. They're manually copying all this critical data, creating a ticket from scratch, pasting everything in, filling out form after form, and just crossing their fingers they didn't make a typo. It's incredibly slow, it's tedious, and it is just begging for errors. So, what's the fix? You might be thinking it's some massive, complicated, expensive piece of software, right? Nope. The solution is actually super elegant and simple. A chatbot. This one's powered by Open WebUI, and it acts like a smart, friendly interpreter between these two powerful platforms. And honestly, the process is as easy as this quote makes it sound. You just type a normal sentence asking for data from Splunk, then when you're ready to do something about it, you don't switch screens, you don't copy a thing, you just press the button. That's it. That's the whole workflow now. Now, I know that might sound a little bit like magic, but it's really just incredibly smart technology. And to see how it all works, we've got to pull back the curtain and understand the two key ideas that make it all possible, something called tools and something called functions. Okay, first up, tools. The absolute best way to think about these is like plugins for the AI's brain. See, a large language model on its own only knows about the stuff it was trained on. A tool gives it a brand new skill, the ability to reach out into the real world and interact with other systems. Like running that query in Splunk for us.
And on the other side of the coin, you've got functions. Now, if tools are plugins for the AI, think of functions as customizations for the app you're using. You're not changing what the AI can do. You're changing the interface itself. So that magic create ServiceNow ticket button we talked about? Yep, that's a function. It adds a new capability right into the Open WebUI platform.
So to really boil it down for you, tools give the AI new superpowers, like talking to Splunk. Functions add new buttons and features to the screen you're looking at, like our ticket button. And this makes sense, right? Regular users can manage their own tools for their own tasks, while the big platform-wide functions are handled by the admins.
And here is the absolute best part. The thing that makes this so powerful, you do not need to be a developer to make this happen. Both tools and functions can be imported straight from the Open WebUI community with a single click. This isn't about writing complex code, it's about plugging in capabilities that other people have already built. Okay, that's enough theory. Let's see how this thing actually performs in a real-world scenario. The mission is simple. Check the health of a Splunk server, and if something looks off, automatically create a ticket for it. So here's the play-by-play in just 3 easy steps. First, the user just asks the chatbot to check on the server health. That's the tool kicking into gear. Step 2, the tool does its thing, runs the query, and pulls back all the data in a nice, structured way. Finally, the user glances at the info, decides to act, and clicks that custom function button. And boom, the ticket is instantly created in ServiceNow. So, the big question, did it actually work in the test? You bet it did. An absolute clear-cut success. The connection was solid, the data flowed perfectly, and the ticket showed up in ServiceNow exactly the way it was supposed to. This isn't just a cool concept, it's a proven, working solution. But how fast are we talking? Well, get this. The entire process, from typing the first question to getting the confirmation that the ticket was created, took less than 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Now just think about that, compared to the minutes and minutes of manual clicking and typing it used to take.
That speed is just incredible, but what does it really mean for a business? Let's translate this awesome technical achievement into cold, hard business value. This is the part of the story that answers the question, so what?
First up, and this is a huge one, is operational efficiency. We've already talked about slashing that ticket creation time from minutes down to seconds, but it also completely gets rid of manual data entry and all the risks that come with it. Plus, it makes sure every single ticket is formatted perfectly and sent to the right team every single time.
Second, you get a massive improvement in accuracy. Think about it. Automation doesn't get tired. It doesn't make typos. By taking the human out of the data transfer loop, you kill transcription errors dead. This means every ticket is created with complete and correct information, which leads to way faster, more effective solutions. And if you want to understand the sheer level of detail we're talking about, listen to this. The automated process captured over 50 different server parameters in that ticket. Now, be honest. Could a human analyst, probably under pressure, manually copy 50 fields without making a single mistake? I think we all know the answer to that. So, what's the bottom line here? It's simple. This integration delivers a process that is way faster, far more accurate, and this is key, it creates a perfect digital audit trail from the moment an issue is spotted to the second it's resolved. That's a total triple win. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. We've been focused on Splunk and ServiceNow, but the potential here is so much bigger than that. What we're really looking at isn't just one integration. It's a whole new pattern for how we work. And that really brings us to the final thought. The real magic here isn't just about connecting these two specific apps. It's a blueprint for getting rid of manual, repetitive work anywhere and everywhere. So I want you to think about your own day-to-day work. What are your human swivel chair problems? And how could a simple chatbot bridge like this one turn all that manual effort into a simple one-click solution?